Everyone knows me as a movie person. I can talk anyone's ear off about anything film related. However, as of late, I've been talking about music a lot. I've grown interested in more artists, and I started this totally healthy habit of buying CDs. Please stop asking me to buy vinyls, because I will buy them. Me buying those CDs didn't just come out of nowhere. There's a particular rapper I was listening to heavily at the time, and I bought one of their CDs. You guessed it, or you just read the title. It was Kanye West's Graduation album, and this was the first CD I bought, and one CD turned into 26. But we'll get to those at a later date. We're gonna focus our first episode on Kanye, seeing how he's sort of the reason I started my collection in the first place. So let's start with the album that started it all. Before the College Dropout, dropped, Kanye started his career making beats for local artists, essentially giving birth to the sped up vocal sample from classic soul records. After having a break with Jay-Z's 2001 album The Blueprint, Kanye's interest as a producer grew, working as an in-house producer. He got the privilege to work with Ludacris, Alicia Keys, and Janet Jackson. Even with his success, Kanye still wanted a solo career. Many record companies ignored him because he didn't portray a gangster image. He eventually got signed to Rockefeller Records, but they still didn't see him as a rapper, just another producer. On October 23, 2002, while driving home from the California recording studio after working late, Kanye fell asleep behind the wheel and crashed. Kanye had a shattered jaw, which had to be wired shut and reconstructed surgery. As tragic as this may sound, the accident inspired Kanye. 2 weeks later, Kanye recorded a song, even with his jaw still wired shut. This is where we get to hear Kanye's first song, Through the Wire, which yes, we'll come back to. After that, Kanye announces his first album, The College Dropout. Kanye started working on this album dating back to 1999. Kanye was prepared, taking him 4 years to finish. He was producing tracks in less than 15 minutes at a time. He then recorded the remainder of the album in Los Angeles while recovering from his car accident. The album somehow got leaked before its release, but it didn't stop Kanye. He just went back in and fixed up the small things. Kanye finished recording in December 2003, and on February 10th, 2004, The College Dropout was released. The album debuted at number 2 on the US Billboard 200. It sold over 441,000 in its first week, with domestic sales of over 3.4 million copies by 2014, and was certified 4 times platinum. Sorry to jump the gun a bit, but this is one of my favorite albums of all time. From beginning to end, there are no skips. However, for me to go into why I love this album so much, I guess we have to listen to the songs, huh? So, let's listen to Kanye's debuting album, The College Dropout. So the album begins with Kanye's college professor asking him to do a speech, something that would make the kids throw candy. By the way, the voice of the college professor is hilarious. D-Ray Davis does the voice work, and it's a perfect fit. Anyways, Kanye agrees to do the speech, and we hear the first song on the album, We Don't Care. Just to get by. Okay, so I'm letting you know right now, I'm not a professional music critic, so don't expect deep looks into songs all the time. We Don't Care is a perfect way to start off this album. A song that shows weird love for people who deal drugs, with the first line of the song saying, "And all my people that drug dealing just to get by, stacking money till it gets sky high." This is a great song. It has a nice beat, catchy chorus, and hella funny lyrics. This is once again a great way to start this album. Next is another skit named Graduation Day. After We Don't Care is over with, Kanye's college professor scolds him by saying some of the funniest shit I've ever heard.
You know what? You's a nigga. I don't mean that in no nice way.
This is funnier than the last skit, but after Kanye's professor is done, we hear the real song. However, I played this song in my Prince of Egypt video, so I'm not gonna play it again. This song makes me so mad because of how short it is. It's genuinely good. Seemingly, John Legend is responsible for the vocals, but I didn't even recognize him at first. But he does his thing here, with the small amount of time that he has. Ain't much to say. The song's short, but I love it. And this line here, she wants me to get a good ass job, just like everybody. She ain't walking my shoes. I'm just not everybody. It's great. And the last line gives you a sample of what this album is about. Not following what everyone else is doing, and make your own decision. That's why I love this song. In the documentary Genius, Kanye is shown playing this song to people at Rockefeller Records, and nobody takes him serious. Now with the release of this album, All Falls Down was one of the more popular songs on this album, even gaining the number 7 spot in the Billboard Hot 100. And after watching Genius, I love this song a lot more. Kanye talks about consumerism and people's self-consciousness and insecurities with society, with lines like, "Man, I promise, she's so subconscious. She has no idea what she's doing in college." At first I was gonna bring up this line, "Now tell me that ain't insecure," but I kept laughing so I couldn't do it. This song is excellent. I remember hearing this song on the radio all the time as a kid. I loved it back then, I love it even more now. After the song is over, Kanye ends it with a skit saying this.
I just can't keep working like this. This grave shift is like a slave ship.
Hopefully I got away with playing that song. It leads to a modern rendition of Fly Away, a song that was written in 1929 by Albert E. Brumley. Once again, John Legend returns to sing this one. Even though it's short, the song is done beautifully. Yeah, ain't much to say. The song was pretty much an interlude for one of my favorite songs on this album, Spaceship.
Working this grave shift and I ain't shit.
The song is as simple as you think. Kanye starts the song off by saying, "I've been working this grave shift and I ain't made shit. I wish I could buy me a spaceship and fly past the sky." Essentially saying that the spaceship is to help Kanye fly away from his problems. In other words, his job. Look, Kanye may not be the best singer, but he accomplishes the vibe he was going for. This track also features verses from GLC and Consequence, both doing their best to make this song feel more complete. The song has a relatable theme, and that's why I love it so much. Next up is Jesus Walks. Even though I heard this song way too many times, I do love this song. This is where Kanye opens up about his religion, and also how the media doesn't talk about songs that promote faith, but have no problem embracing pieces addressing violence, sex, and drugs. I can see why this song is considered to be other people's favorites. While I do love this track, it isn't my favorite. Now, what's bizarre is that if you think this song has a deep message, Never Let Me Down continues that trend. Kanye's car wreck is what inspired him to make this song. Now before we continue, I gotta say I love this beat, fam, and the chorus is just perfect. Jay-Z is the featured verse, mainly talking about maintaining status, but then we get to Kanye who raps about racism and poverty. My favorite bar being, "Now niggas can't make it to the ballots to choose leadership, but we can make it to Jacobs or the dealership." Both Kanye and Jay-Z do a great job on this song. Never realized how much I like the duo working together until now. Never Let Me Down is a wonderful song. Not too many people talk about it, but I do feel like it's one of Kanye's more underrated tracks. You have to check this one out. Next up is Get 'Em High. While not as deep as the last song, man, Kanye and Common do their thing in this one. Kanye starts off this song with some of the hardest bars I've heard from him. Yes, even harder than Poopity Scoop. Why does Common sound so angry in this song? His verse is still good, but it's kind of funny from time to time. Altogether, another excellent track that still to this day is one of my favorite opening verses from Kanye. The 10th track is a skit. The skit's a bit too long, but not bad. But this skit leads to another one of my favorite tracks on this album, New Workout Plan. The next 4 songs are some of my favorites, so be prepared. The song isn't deep either. It's seriously just a party track, but this is one of my favorites on this album. I love the energy in this song. This song features some of Kanye's funniest lyrics. Stuff like, "Tell me who's invited, you, your friends, and my dick." I'm definitely playing the audio for that, I'm not saying that. The song made me have to search up what SARS was because I am not educated. I even like the small intermission part where the satisfied customers tell us about their experience with this workout tape. The song can go off for a bit too long, but I don't know, I kind of like it. Kanye continues to act like a fitness instructor and cheers the viewer on to keep going. Plus the ending to this song, it's just funny. Pretty sure it's not trying to be, but whatever. New Workout Plan is heat. I love this track. What's funny is that the next track is also a banger, but we gotta take a quick intermission because I kind of need a break. Slow Jams is the first Kanye song I've ever heard. Everything about this song is perfect. From the Luther Vandross sample, Jamie Foxx doing the chorus, Kanye's verses are on point, and Twista kills it on this track. Dare I say the best part of this song? This isn't to say no one else isn't as good. I'm just saying Twista came in with the speedy raps he's known for, and he shows out here. Yeah, that's about it. I love this song, but there isn't anything else for me to talk about. Another one of my favorites is Breathe In, Breathe Out. I used this song in my Rubik Gloom video, so I'm not gonna play it again. But Ludacris helps to make a catchy chorus. And the line here, "I always had a PhD, a pretty huge dick," is a funny ass line, bro. Track 14 is another skit. It's essentially a guy talking about his degrees and bragging about how smart he is, even to the point he's able to count up the change in somebody's purse very fast. The skit is a bit too long, but still something funny. However, this skit leads to my second favorite song on this album, School Spirit.
School spirit up for them.
Fam, I love this song. Everything Kanye says is something people can relate to. This song is where Kanye gives his experience about dropping out of college, hence the name of the album, admitting that school just wasn't for him, and to some degree, he felt it was pointless. One of my favorite lines from the song was always this.
Graduated at the top of our class. I went to cheesecake, he was up for them and waited there.
Now you may have noticed that this song was censored. The reason is that Kanye sampled an Aretha Franklin song titled Spirit in the Dark. A great song, by the way. Aretha Franklin wouldn't let Kanye use the sample unless he censored it. But in 2011, the uncensored version of the song was leaked online, which you can easily find on YouTube. Yeah, I just love everything about this song. I can have this song on repeat and never get tired of it. And that track is 16, which is just another skit, pretty much a continuation of track 14. It's still funny to hear this guy talk about how much he loves his degrees. Next up is the Little Jimmy skit. It takes a dark turn.
I don't know where I'm going. My dad died.
This skit is also hilarious. Kanye continues to show us his thoughts on degrees, and man, that choir is just perfect. This one is shorter than the last, so there's nothing else to talk about. The next track, though, is 2 words. I'm gonna be honest, I had to stop writing because I forgot how the song started for a second. Nah, I love this song. This is without a doubt the hardest beat on this album, in my opinion. The song goes over social issues, and man, Kanye once again kills it here. Mos Def is featured on this track, and honestly, this is my favorite guest verse on this entire album. Mos Def adds this aggressive flow to this aggressive beat. He begins this song with the hardest verse on this track.
2 words, United States, no love, no breaks, no brow, high stakes, smoke black folks.
Dude, do you get it? He says 2 words at each bar. It has 2 words. The song also features the Boys Choir of Harlem. You can hear the choir during the chorus. Everything about this song is just perfect. There's also a cinematic version of the song. It's typically the same beat, but man, this instrumental is just godly, fam. Give it a listen when you get a chance. Even though I said I forgot how the song begun earlier, it doesn't change the fact that this song is amazing. Everyone involved was on their A game. Okay, so this next one is not only my favorite song on this album, but my favorite Kanye song, period. Track 19 is Through the Wire. This was the song that put Kanye on the map. His mouth was wired shut, yet he was able to still record the song. And yes, you could tell that his mouth was wired because of how he was pronouncing certain words in the song.
But he wasn't talking about coke and birds, it was more like spoken word. Except he's really putting it down.
Besides that, this song is so inspiring and satisfying. Inspiring because it shows how serious Kanye was about rapping. Even with the situation he was in, Kanye was able to record this song. It's satisfying because after this song, Kanye went back to work on this album. Kanye had the heart for this and didn't want to stop just because of a car accident. He kept it going and worked harder than ever to make sure this album could be everything it could be. And I respect him for that. I love the backstory behind the song. I find it impressive how Kanye was able to do this. Next up is Family Business. The song is a tribute. From the way the beat starts, you can tell what kind of song this will be. The lyrics are incredibly sincere. It makes the song feel so sweet. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I wrote in my notes. This is a nice song where Kanye shows the love for his family. Well, we made it. Let's check out the final track on this album, Last Call. Last Call is a great song and all, but the main focus for this track is the final 9 minutes. Yes, I said 9 minutes. This is where Kanye goes over his transition from beatmaker to rapper. The beat is very soothing, and I love the time Kanye takes to tell his story. Last Call was a great song to end this album off with. And with that being said, that was The College Dropout. After this album's release, Kanye managed to win his first Grammy for Best Rap Album. He even managed to be nominated for Album of the Year. The College Dropout is one of my favorite albums. No skips on this. Well, there probably is if you want to be an asshole. Kanye manages to make some of the most iconic tracks on here. The comedy was on point, the emotion was there, and Kanye's writing was impressive. Critics loved the album, newcomers loved the album, and it was a huge hit for Kanye, with his work continuing to improve with future projects. I know I haven't gotten to much of Kanye's life after this album, but we'll get to it soon. In conclusion, if you haven't listened to this album in its entirety, please give it a chance. I promise you'll love it.
Everybody want to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.